Right, incredibly windy day, incredibly tired, surrounded by fucking cars. I think I'll start by saying that I went to PAX on the weekend and I got a shitload more Edge of the Empire source books. So if you follow Fantasy Flight Games, you know, content and stuff like that, you know that there's like the core rulebook, and then there's a couple of expansions on that one rulebook. So Edge of the Empire, Corellian Sector, Hut Space, all that sort of shit. And then you have Force and Destiny and Age of Rebellion. Neither of those kind of fit with the whole Old Republic theme, but I'm gonna try and merge those in. I didn't actually get the Age of Rebellion and fucking Force and Destiny ones. Yeah, no, the books I got were Armed and Dangerous, I think is the name of the one. It's the one where it's a hired gun source book, so people that are playing as hired guns have like a whole lot more content to, you know, work with, rather than just being, oh, I'm that one guy that's that carries a rifle and I shoot people. It's like, nah, it's fucking lame, dude. Add a bit of spice, add a bit of minigun, add a new specialization, yeah, some good stuff. So I got 4 books. Hired gun, I forget what the other ones are. Hold on, I'll just get up this ramp and I'll tell you. Alright, I got 4 books. I can't remember the names of the books, but I can tell you which classes they source. So I got the one for the hired gun, the explorer, the colonist, and the technician. I forget what they are all called, and I'm not going to do heavy thinking in traffic because obviously I've got to be worrying about all this going on right now. So, yeah, no. I might as well get you up to speed on my campaign as well. Like, we've actually had another game, so I'll just quickly run you through that. We had another guy come into the game because he wanted to play, so I'm just like, fuck it, why not? He wanted to be a doctor, which is great because the party was a bit of an aggressive sort of mixture of assassins and shit like that. So having a doctor with like knowledge of the core worlds and the Outer Rim is going to be very valuable for the party in the long term. But the problem is, he says that he can't come to any more games, so we just made an NPC, pretty much. A fucking NPC party member. I don't know what the correct term for it's called. Post below if you know what it's called and I'm just a dickhead. But yeah, the party members, where we left off, had locked 2 core sec security personnel in the cargo hold of Vex's ship, and they've just made a blind jump relatively in the direction of Coruscant. So they drop out about midway between Volta and Corellia. Quite the jump. Volta being, you know, that pit stop between Coruscant and Corellia. It's where those little crocodile people come from. That's canon. So they drop out and they hear banging on the hull. Obviously the core sec security personnel are still in there, so they have to deal with it. Vex, being the nice guy that he is, says just, hey, just stun them. Just stun them. You know, he doesn't want blood on his hull, he doesn't want to have to space them, because that's really inhumane. So he just says stun them, we'll drop it off at the nearest port, and then all the biosignals will, you know, pretty much just be fine on Volta. So one of them gets stunned, but a myriad of critical rolls against the second security personnel meant that he straight up just got electrocuted, and the technician that we have, Ajax, actually overloaded one of the lights, and the plastic glass actually just like detonated on this guy's head and just like fucking, that caused him some serious damage. So that guy was like severely incapacitated, and had they had a doctor, they would have been able to maybe stabilize him, but he was burnt to a crisp because of various failings on the stun round's part. So one stunned, one dead, and they come down on Volta. It's a very toxic planet. Like, the atmosphere isn't exactly breathable to many humans. So they land on Volta, and Vex puts the unconscious and dead body into the cargo crates. You know, just smuggle them out a little bit before the security personnel get, because Volta is a neutral planet at this point in the campaign, so they have their own security force, which I'm going to introduce in the next campaign, called Systemitech. Like, I'm gonna make it so Systemitech is like based on Volta. I'm pretty sure it's like a homebrew corporation that I've just made, but who gives a shit? It's a cool name, and we can pretty much make it like a more tame Zerka. Zerka Corporation, ruining your life since fucking 4000 BBY. Vex points them in the direction of a cantina. The Swagger and Glass, I think it was called. And they all head over in that direction and head on inside. You know, obviously there's like hired guns and stuff out the front, just fucking scoping out potentials, and inside there's like a pirate crew like in the corner bar, and then the NPC player that we were talking about, he's actually here at this point. I haven't fucking let him have a go yet, because there's no good way for me to put him on the ship, you know, without putting it. Oh my god, I could have just put him in one of the fucking cargo crates, couldn't I? And he could have fixed the dude. Damn it. Fuck you, hindsight. No, I hate that. So the doctor is sitting in the right-hand corner, in the far right-hand corner. Bunch of pirates in the far left-hand corner, and at the bar there's a smuggler and a Deveronian bartender sitting behind the bar serving drinks to a couple of species of Twi'lek and all that sort of stuff. And they sit at the bar, recover a couple strain, a couple of wounds from the earlier campaign. Yeah, they just take the time to pretty much just take 5. The pirate crew have just been pinged a notification that there's this really nice looking ship in the hangar bay, and they're gonna jack that ship. So ship jackers. And I'm feeding the party members this information with good rolls. So it's like, oh, you see that one of the pirates has just checked his data pad, and then another roll would be just like, the pirate looks towards the bartender, and then another one is the bartender is mentioning something about a ship. Like, you eavesdrop and manage to hear the bartender talking about a ship. So I'm just feeding all the players this information. So the pirates exit the cantina, and all the players are sort of looking at each other like, you know, let's go outside and we'll have a bit of a chat, because we don't want this bartender finding out that we've found out. But they haven't pieced it together yet. Every single one of the party members has one little piece of key information, and when they head outside, they all kind of just look at each other. It's like, yeah, those pirates, right? And it's like, yeah, that bartender talking about a ship, right? Oh, I see. So they all piece it together, and they're just like, oh fuck, Vex is on the ship. So they go back to the hangar bay, managed to slice back into, I'm gonna cut out here, there we go. So they managed to slice into the security systems, a manual slice. I'm not talking a computer slice. They just overrode the hydraulic compression system in the door. So they peek in, and on the ground is Vex, bleeding out, and the most buff looking fucking pirate guy you've ever seen. He is a heavy. He has a big fucking blaster pistol that deals like fucking 10 damage in one shot. So obviously that's going to cause some serious threat to our party members. So our assassin takes a shot and manages to wing his leg. At that point he takes a reactionary and, you know, kind of suppresses the door, adding a couple of setbacks to every movement to try and get out of the door, every shot coming out of the door. Our charmer makes a mad dash with his blaster pistol to the left. He gets winged and he has like a vicious critical hit, so he's taken a... He's now in agony. He's in agonizing agony at this point. He's fucking having a bad time. And then the technician moves up on the right to try and get Vex, because the pirate has now moved by and cover on the left-hand side of the hangar bay. So they're all positioning themselves for a fucking hell of a firefight right now. And this pirate is, yeah, he's really just taking none of it. So one of our party members is now incapacitated. The doctor's moving up on the left, and the assassin is just taking pot shots at this guy to try and keep him as suppressed as he can. So the doctor's moving up on the right to try and he's moving up on the left to try and stabilize the guy that's just been shot and is slowly bleeding out now. Like, he was shot right in the thigh and it went like straight through, and a lot of the tabana is still sizzling away at his leg, causing him some fucking intense pain. So the doctor moves in, hastily fixes the wound, applying some colto salve, while the assassin rolls 2 triumphs and fires a blaster bolt that penetrates directly through the cover of the pirate and hits him right in the neck. He rolls a critical that's like the end is nigh. So the blaster bolt goes straight through this guy's neck and he crumples to the ground and he bleeds out fucking real bad. Like, the assassin just watches the life drain from his eyes like a fucking hardcore dude. And then upon checking their pockets, they find an insignia, a cheeky little insignia that I am not going to discuss. It is a bit cheeky. Nah, I'm just kidding. They find the insignia of a local gang on Volta. Not sure what kind of gang to make it yet. Like, it could be a swoop gang, could just be like a shipjacker gang that are just like, you know, a smuggling ring and all this other sort of stuff. Why not just make it a crime syndicate, you know? It's like everyone else is a crime syndicate, why not just add a couple more? Because that would be too fun. And I'm not allowed to let my party members have fun. Alright. So one thing leads to another, and the doctor player character says, hey, we're gonna take these guys back to my clinic here on Volta, and we're just gonna see if we can get them stabilized, like, without you know, just really fucking them up. Because what they were doing now was just getting them like stable to get to a medical center, to get them really super stable, because they're in a bad way. They've lost a lot of fucking blood right now. So obviously, gotta fix that. You gotta fix that by getting more blood, or just drown them in colto. That would be the healthiest death you could ever have, drown it in colto. And that is where I left the game for that session. We didn't have a whole lot of time. We only had like 2 hours or something to smash out, like getting everyone acquainted with the scene, getting everyone set up, getting that fucking new guy that is never gonna come back and play the game again. Fucking, why you gotta do that to me? Make an NPC. Now I have to fucking cater for him. I've got to make sure he doesn't die, so if the player comes back, then he's got someone to fucking play as. But I'm thinking of just making him like stay on Volta and then making him pop up once again, like if something happens. But really, I want the party members to be just heading in the direction of Taurus, which is exactly where they're going to be going if they follow my story arc, if they say yes to a bunch of opportunities that arise for them. I've actually started a group on Facebook called Edge of the Empire Roleplayers in Melbourne. If any of you guys want to fucking hang out, play some EOTE, hit me up. You can hit me up, baby, and I will let you know. Yeah, nah, I'm really cool with hosting games. Like, I have a lot of free time on my hands to play this shit, but I don't have anyone to play it with. So if you would like to get in contact with me, you can do so at the Facebook thing. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed today's video. Or if you didn't, still do that. I'm not giving you a choice. If you want to talk Edge of the Empire, head to that Facebook group and drop a line. I'll be sure to add you and all that sort of gobbledygook.